Hey there, folks. Today, I present you with a question of conscience. And the question is, would you lie in order to convince other people of something that you yourself believe to be true? Now, I assume my audience, inasmuch as I have one, is leftward leaning. And that means mostly intellectuals, and that means your instinctive answer is no, of course not. That would be horrible. And you're right. But it goes deeper than mere intellectual honesty. It actually goes to the root of the problems in the world today. I mean, imagine this. You make up a lie to convince people of what you believe to be true. The others of your political stripe believe that lie, and then they start believing that that's true, and they come up with new lies to convince people that your lie is true. And so forth and so on. You can see how this could snowball into something a lot like Fox News, and you don't have to be right wing for this to happen. All it requires is people who will accept something as true because it agrees with what they already believe, and be less critical of that fact because it agrees with what they already believe. That's it. That's the mechanism for the whole thing. And so, socially, that lie becomes true. It becomes a fact. It becomes something that gets passed around and transmitted. Most people won't know it's a lie. And the really fucked up thing is that the person who originally came up with it will look around at all these people who believe what they said and say, well, I guess it must be true. They will actually forget that they made it up. After all these people can't be wrong, right? Or you think that this only applies to the Fox News people. Obviously, making up lies to convince people of what they think is true is more or less Fox News' job. Just know that the left wing has the exact same issue. There was a book way back in the early 70s called Silent Spring. And it painted a horrible picture of a time without birds. Where all the birds had died. And it was based on one experiment that showed that this particular pesticide weakened the shells of birds. And that could cause the birds to not develop properly and possibly die before being hatched. And this book made a huge sensation. But it was all a lie. This woman really wanted birds saved, so she made up a lie to convince people of what she wanted. And a whole lot of people bought it. Now, in that case, it just led to, conservation efforts. But also from the 70s, there was a fellow called Jacques Cousteau, who was extremely passionate about preserving the oceans and the life there from encroachment by human beings and pollution and things like that. That was his cause, and he believed it with all his being. And he became very famous and well known as, sort of the speaker for the oceans, and he went all the way around the world and spoke to heads of state and things like that, speaking out on his cause. Here's the problem. He lied. He made stuff up. Made stuff up about the mineral resources in the ocean, the possibilities of growing food underwater and living underwater, pretty much anything he could think of that made it seem like a good idea to, preserve the oceans. Because we might need them. His stuff made it into textbooks and everything. He lied to convince people of what he believed to be true, was that the ocean needed to be saved. And so you have to ask yourself, if you passionately believe, say, global warming is going to kill us all, would you tell people it's a more imminent threat than it really is? Or would you stick to the scientific truth? It's a tough question, isn't it? That's why I call it a question of conscience. Morally, you can justify lying to convince people of the truth. But as I've hopefully demonstrated, that could be very insidiously destructive. And what do you think happens when fans of objective reality figure out that it's a lie? Does it matter? Because by that point, their political side, and again, this applies equally to left and right, their political side has accepted this lie as part of their reality and therefore part of what they defend from the other side. So it doesn't matter what the evidence is, they will continue to believe what they believe because that's part of their being now. So it doesn't matter what the facts are. They will defend their version of reality even if it doesn't match actual reality. That's why we're in this fact-proof age. You have these political sides that have a shared reality. And that shared reality is objective reality, but mixed in with a lot of bullshit. The only way I can think of to cure that problem is for people to pay more attention to socially isolated, dogmatic weirdos like me, who insist upon the truth no matter what, and don't take social reality into their equation. That's it. Otherwise, we're just going to keep living in this world of, shall we say, mixed reality. And we're going to keep struggling with one another and rightfully pointing out where the other side is objectively wrong without applying the same filter to ourselves. And that's just going to have to be how human reality works. I guess that's all for me for today, folks. I will talk to you nice people again tomorrow. Bye-bye. Alright, let's get this done. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Or if you hated this video, please like and subscribe. Or if you didn't even really care, please like and subscribe. Just like and subscribe. No matter what, I don't care. I just want the money. Excuse me. Oh, that'll have to be edited out. Thank God that I'm not doing this on TikTok.